finishing up a roll of CineStill 50D. It's such a beautiful day that I thought, hey, why not finish that film of that roll of 50D? So let's do this. My first roll of CineStill 50D. I love the colors. They're a bit more muted, more on the green side of things, but I haven't played with the colors yet. This is straight out of the scanner and an automatic processing for white balancing. I have to say I'm pleasantly pleased. I've shot a few of those pictures at golden hour, and the problem I've always had with Portra, and in my opinion anyways, is it was always more on the purple side of things, where when you shoot it at golden hour you want to have this yellow tint, which I got right out of the bat scanning and just an auto processing. So I really like, and I don't like saturated colors so much, depending on what I'm doing, obviously. So I really like this film a lot. There's also the halo effect around, very reflective surfaces, which gives a nice touch to the picture. Some people don't like that. I actually like it. So what I thought to show you, I'm going to show you a few pictures that I think are relevant, because the most difficult with CineStill 50D, it's a 50 ISO, and there's not a lot of room for exposure, and you have to meter properly. So I've done a few tests, and I want to show you the tests that I've done. So let's jump in on the computer. Let me show you what I've done here. So this picture right here was taken at golden hour, all automatic, so there's no problem with this one. I have taken also this one. See, the golden hour really shows off in this one. Also all automatic, but I've told you many times Olympus OM-2N has an amazing metering system. I've never had any issues. But what I want to show you is a few shots that I pushed the exposure. So for example, this one was a car wash, and as you can see inside is, you have the shadows inside. So that was shot at plus 2/3 of a stop in order for me to get a bit of the inside. And you see the highlights, everything is a bit blown out. So what I've realized with this film, it's better to underexpose just a little bit. Let me show you this. See, the contrasts are much more vivid. If you look in the inside, yes, you're not going to see as much. So the dynamic range is not crazy on that film, but the contrast when you underexpose just a tiny bit. This was -1 stop, and that's the result that I got. Now I have another example that I want to show you. This was downtown Montreal, and I was aiming to shoot the silhouette. So I had to. I was doing other tests, and this was shot at +1 stop. So you can clearly see when you're shooting 2/3 to 1 stop, you get exposed, at least with the Olympus OM-2N, you get exposed in the shadows. But the next shot is neutral. So as you can see, there's a lot less, you see a lot less in the shadows. And this shot was shot -1 stop. But just take note, just see how the contrast gets more accentuated when you underexpose. So it's a nice test to do, because you get the idea of that film. Either way, sometimes it's just better to bracket, even if it's a waste of film. That way, if you want to make sure to have your shot right, you just bracket a bit and you get it for sure. See, this is what I'm saying about muted tones. A lot of people are going to like to shoot with saturated colors like Hector 100, but I actually like this. And see here the halo effect. The sun was on the right here, so you can see the golden hour. This was the golden hour too, and you see the halo effect reflecting on the stop sign. So so far so good. I have another test here. This was sun setting. Was facing the sun, so as you can see, there's not a lot of dynamic range. This was overexposed by 1 stop, and you don't have a lot of dynamic range. But I honestly love the tone of the pictures of the colors. So far so good. If you want to try the CineStill 50D, all I'm saying is just make sure you meter it properly. And if you want this punchy contrast, try to underexpose it, maybe for one third or 2/3 of a stop, so you don't lose the whole dynamic range, but you still get that very contrasty look. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you liked this review. I'm still learning in my journey back to film photography, and please let me know if you have any questions or if you want to share any comments. That's always a pleasure to talk. Have a great day, all.